Hey guys, welcome back. Vlog number 10. That's awesome. Sorry it's been a while since I jumped in here behind the camera and did a little vlog. I know a few of you have wanted to see the CC01, so that's what we're going to check out today. Just some of the parts that I've changed. Not essential, but they definitely help the truck a bit, and that's really, the aim is to have a good running truck that you can depend on and go out and have fun with. So yeah, we start with my land feeder, which is based off, of course, the CC01 pan chassis. The first upgrade that I got for this one was the steering. So I started with this GPM, and what it does is you get a nice bushing with a bearing in there. So it really frees up your steering. The steering on these, is very, very not a big crazy turn radius on it. Well, it has a big radius, mind you. But this really keeps it smooth. With the stock steering setup in there, it actually, if you get any sand or any grit in there, it just really starts to bind and becomes really useless. I have all the hardware out right now, but the servo goes here for the steering, and it simply, sits in there, and then I have the ESC and the receiver up here, and your standard stick pack will fit right in there. I've seen some mods where people will put the servo up in here and have the servo horn facing straight down in the front with a front kind of setup with one bar across. But suspension wise, I've kept it all stock. I don't mind. It's they're oil shocks, they're not the friction shocks, so they still have some movement. It's very little, like the play in them is, it's pretty soggy, in that sense, but that's what I like about the CC01. I like it just to be like kind of rigid like a skateboard. That's the kind of the fun with them. The short little wheelbase makes it a real challenge to get up some of those climbs that you see the SCX10s do no problem. Which, sure, that's all fun and dandy, but we want a challenge every now and then, and these offer a really great platform. I got this front bumper, I don't know who makes it actually, maybe 3 Racing. A lot of the parts that I found on this, like the upgrades, with the exception of the truck that I purchased at Magic Box Hobbies. Outright Magic Box Hobbies, they've been there since the beginning of the addiction. I think it was a 2-wheel drive Durtrax buggy that I had. I think I've still got the video on the channel too of me just jumping jumps and stuff. Like, they helped me out lots with that truck. And then the hobby just grew. As you can tell by my channel, it's like hundreds and hundreds of videos of us out with scalers now, and that's pretty much the addiction. So that's where I purchased the original truck, and then a lot of the upgrades were from our friends over at RC Mart. I even found like a nice little banner to throw up for today. It's pretty cool. Another one of the upgrades that I did was you gotta buy the standoff. It's kind of a separate piece from the 4-link kit, and then the 4-link kit does, however, come with an upper link mount, so that you can mount the 4-link very, very easily. Other than that, I think these are some Top Cad rims on there, and some mudslingers, and they're tons of fun. Very inexpensive, you don't have to spend $500 to get it going. You can get some very inexpensive electronics. I know on RC Mart my favorite is those little, racing ESCs. They're like 20 to 30 bucks USD. Like that's awesome. The Tritronic, I think they're called. They're really great. And what I had in here was one of the 80 turn motors that I actually found on Asia Tees. They had that motor. It was, I forget who makes it, but they had the 80 turn motor over there. And because these things are actually geared pretty high, if you think that you're going to throw a 35 turn motor in here and go crawling around, this thing is really quite quick. You need a very, very slow turn motor. Or I've seen guys actually cut out, because the motor fits right into this area. I've seen guys cut out a bit of the section and a bit of this top section and use one of the gear reductions. Like HPI had made a gear reduction, and they'd fit it right in there. They'd mount it right in there. Another part that I did upgrade as well that I just noticed looking in there is I got the GPM again motor mount. So it keeps it from flexing a bit, you know, it keeps it a little more rigid. The plastic one I'm sure is fine, but it's a nice rigid aluminum mount that, you know, keeps it really good and solid. Another thing that you might want to do with your CC01, I haven't done it to this one because this is still a new truck, but a lot of the guys will do through and through bolts to keep the gears from grinding. The gears over time will wear out and they will skip, so what you can do to prevent that is just drill all the way through, find the one that goes all the way through, and then just do a through and through bolt to kind of clamp it down in the center there, and that really helps the truck out a lot. Yeah, other than that, you can use a bunch of different bodies. Like I had got a Pajero body. Hang on, I'll get that. And that just looks like that. Of course, you can put it into the little holes there. There we go. I don't have the front clip on right now, or maybe I do, but it's the body mounts underneath. Anyway, there's the Pajero for you, right? Like that's a pretty cool little truck. I've got the little kayak and stuff up there, and it's as simple as just changing around the body mounts a little bit, which is not that hard at all. Looking at this again, I think I might mount that back up again soon. It's been a while since I've seen the old Pajero going. But anyhow, for now, we have it set up with this in mind. And that's the Landfrieder kind of truck, pickup truck. And that looks pretty awesome. I did recently just pick up some lights for it too. Actually, I got in a trade from a gentleman, which is pretty damn sweet. I'm going to leave a link to his light sets below because they're pretty darn awesome. Let me just fire it up here. Sorry, his name is Bill Peppers. Just excited to show you these things. They're great. Look at that. And they come with these little buckets, so you drill them out. I got rears on that bad boy now. That looks great, eh? Whoops. Gonna fix that, it's a bit bright. Alright, back. So yeah, and super easy to mount. They're really cool, kind of a structured wire or something. I'm not sure exactly. I didn't look too much into it. He wrote down all the specs and stuff for me, and I was a jerk and I just threw them in my truck, and you know, that's how we do it sometimes. But like I said, I'll leave a link down in the description so you can definitely see, and it's on a switch too, so I can just easily switch them on and off. I'm going to find a better mount for the battery. Well, I'm going to make a mount for it. It'll be easy enough to do. And that's just a 9-volt. He can make them, I'm sure, any other way with, like, I'm sure a servo plug or whatnot. Here's just kind of how they look loose. This is a set with, like, a whole lot of lights here. Let's just plug it in. This baby. Oh, yeah, look at that. A whole bunch of lights. Some tail lights. That's pretty cool. Oh, it's bright. But yeah, that's about it. You know, like the CC01, I recommend them. They're only a couple $100, I think, and well, that's how much they should be. And easy enough to set up, easy enough to maintain. The steering upgrade is a definite get it. The links that come with this thing are, they're like spaghetti. So in order to do the 4-link, like I said, you need to purchase the standoff as well. The standoff is easy to find too, and they just, you know, your shocks mount to it, and then you're able to mount the actual links through and through. And they fit perfect right onto those CC01 stock axles with no modifications. And a lot of people do suspension mods where they'll, you know, cut out the circle above and have longer stroke shocks and all this sort of deal, and that's really cool. I've seen it, you know, front and back, and there's quite a few different mods that you can find with these, but I'm kind of a stock scale driver, Tamiya lover, you know. in that aspect, that's for sure. Well, I hope you liked it. I hope you liked the CC01. Expect more videos soon. Sorry for steering away. The last one I think I did was the Pokemon one. That was just silly. And we're coming back here now with some more RCs. I've got that dually truck that I want to show you guys. I have not had any problems with it whatsoever. I want to get the lights stuffed into it. I was like having an anxiety attack trying to get the little tiny hardware to mount. It's like self-tapping almost into, well, anyways, it was driving me nuts, so I gotta get the lights mounted. And I'm thinking about painting it too, because, you know, like, it looks really cool, but it needs some detail. You know, it deserves some detail. It's a really, really badass truck. So once again, if you like this video, bam, give it a thumbs up. We'll see you soon. I'm not going to leave it another month or whatever I left it again. I'm going to try and do another truck review soon. If you have any other questions about the CC01s, feel free to give it a buzz. I used I think I had just a standard servo on here, nothing too crazy. You can even use, like, you know, high-tech 6.9, whatever you want. Whatever your favorite, you know, is. You don't need anything powerful for these little trucks, especially these ones. Okay, thanks, and we'll talk to you soon.